Meditation object. Dwelling in the cave of the heart, the mind without form wanders far and alone. Those who subdue this mind are liberated from the bonds of Mara. DHP 37. The above stanza gives an insight into the nature of mind that exists nowhere but everywhere. To tame such a wild mind, scattered far and wide, wandering off and easily getting lost in thoughts, the mind needs something to play on or be with. The untrained mind moves without purpose from one unrelated object to another, restless, disconnected, and transient. In order to bring into the moment of now, therefore, it needs to be an object which can be sensed, can be observed clearly and engaged with. It is the primary object of meditation, called Ramana in Pali. It is a starting point of contemplation that begins with bare attention on the given meditation object. Can be anything, solid or liquid, air or water, that acts as an anchor for development of mindfulness, the process of learning to work skillfully with the mind. This helps to bring that scattered and ruminating mind to one meditative object in order to minimize its activities and find quietness. Meanwhile, whatever other objects arise through the six senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind, are known as secondary objects of meditation, which should be observed objectively, noted in its true reality, and let go once fully acknowledged. At the initial stage, however, once the body is fully relaxed, there would be obvious movements that can be noticed. Among those natural movements are the breath coming in and the breath going out. Meanwhile, when breathing in, the abdomen will automatically rise, and when breathing out, the abdomen will naturally fall. Whichever object is stronger, either breath or the abdomen, can be the object of meditation. In this booklet, the process of inflation and deflation of the abdomen, or rising and falling of the abdomen due to air coming in and going out, which is natural, constant, and can be easily noticed and observed by its true nature, will be introduced as a primary or main objective of meditation practice. Attentively feel the sensation, perceive the growing process of the abdomen, and observe it by establishing mindfulness at the navel, where the abdomen inflates and deflates. When the abdomen rises, bring it to your attention. Be fully aware of the sensation of the rising process, observing it closely and noting the inflated abdomen as rising. There is just bare attention of the process and acknowledgement of the rising moment of the abdomen as it occurs. The process of rising should be simultaneous with the noting of the mind. It should not be one after another, or before or after. It is important to remember to bring your attention to the rising of the abdomen in a relaxed way. Get a deep feeling on the rising movement. You should not hold the process or generate upon it, or impose any tension on the process. It is just a natural process that is taking place due to air. The result of the bare attention and being aware of the rising moment will gradually settle the mind down. It It is a natural awareness of what is happening and when it is conditioned to happen. Similarly, when the abdomen deflates and it falls, bring it to your attention. Feel the sensation. Perceive the falling process and observe it by establishing mindfulness at the navel where the abdomen deflates. Become fully aware and note that deflation is falling as it occurs simultaneously. Make a mental note of it. The rising and falling of the abdomen are the initial objects of meditation practice to unsettle the mind. It is a tool unifying the ruminating mind for greater use and to cut the streams of any negative thoughts. This is the first stage of developing awareness. It should be remembered here, however, that the important point is to maintain mindfulness of the rising and falling of the abdomen rather than breathing in and breathing out. Being aware of movement due to the pressure of the air element, which is subject to the laws of impermanence, suffering and insubstantiality, is an essential part of this practice. The breathing process, nevertheless, as a meditation object, is also one of the effective initial objects of meditation that is widely practiced in Buddhism and in general. Only one object at one time will help to develop the mature mind, which will play an essential role in cultivating an open mind and full acceptance of its true nature. Therefore, in this practice, it is introduced to focus on rising and falling of the abdomen as the basis for development of mindfulness and awareness. At the beginning, it may not be easy to notice these rising and falling activities of the abdomen due to an unstable, distracted mind, despite the natural fact that it happens simultaneously with the breath. If one can observe the process of rising and falling, then there is no problem. But in case of an inability to observe or to notice the rising and falling movements, which does happen to beginners, then the hand can be a useful tool to feel the motions by placing it on the abdomen gently. Once the palm is placed gently on the abdomen, physical contact will help to feel the movements of abdomen, and then try to notice the rising and falling movements. However, be careful that the process should be natural and normal. One should not try to force breathing or hold the breath or generate long or short breaths or put undue pressure on the abdomen, but let the breathing process flow rhythmically and naturally at effects to the moment of abdomen. Know its real nature as it inflates or deflates. That does not require any effort. Breathing should be free of any kind of activities rather than just being aware of the process. The reason behind this is that if the meditator were to control the breathing process as one wishes, then not only will it be unnatural, it will also make one tired quickly and bored. Further, it is not a breathing exercise like pranayama that we are trying to develop, but mental exercise to quieten the restless mind. Therefore, let it flow naturally, as it is, with no unnatural intervention, and observe it closely as it happens. Know it as it truly is, diligently and patiently. When we live in the present, we can always be alert to bad thoughts and bad deeds by developing awareness of living in the present. We can come to know ourselves. Jane Hamilton, A Meditator's Diary. Tip 2. Observation of the abdomen. Gently close your eyes and relax from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. bring your attention to the present abdominal movement. When you breathe in, the abdomen rises. Attentively notice it as rising in a relaxed way. Feel the sensation, perceive the rising process, and observe it by establishing mindfulness at the navel where the abdomen rises. When you breathe out, the abdomen falls. Notice it as falling. Bring your attention, feel the sensation, perceive the falling process, and observe it by establishing mindfulness. Observe the abdomen as it rises and falls. Establish mindfulness on it. Notice as it happens, not as you want it to happen. At the end of the period, sit quietly for a minute or two and reflect on your experiences during meditation and prepare for normal life.